Hello, my name is Ben Dunks. I'm an artist based in Plymouth. I've been working for 25 years in dance and for the last couple of years working with visual arts and data and new technologies. This is my application to you for your round 2 of funding. My work is focusing on falling and falls with our older population, falls for the over 65. So I'm sort of focusing on your domestic resilience and creative communities brief in terms of your programme of work. Just before we begin, I'll talk about the elephant in the room, that is me. I'm a 48-year-old white heterosexual male. When it comes to privilege, in terms of the arts and everything, I'm capital P privilege. If you do that, I wipe off privilege. Let's just acknowledge that. I'm really aware of that in terms of this pitch and what I do. That said, I've been working for the last 3 years with our older populations, and in particular developing a movement and strength program called Renaissance that deals with balance and that deals with mobility and building these in our older population. Falls cost the NHS £3 billion a year to deal with. There aren't any falls prevention programs in the country. There are falls programs in hospitals, but that's after you've fallen. The program that I have that I'm going to want to share with you and want to work with you on is unique. I don't know why it's unique. It seems ludicrous to me that it is unique, but it is. There's twofold. It's a movement and strength program called Renaissance, which focuses on balance and mobility to give people the strength and mobility to deal with an unseen event that is a fall. And the other half of this is an artistic program where I map people's movement through accelerometry and motion capture. I create images like these you see here, the abstract images that come from the data from that movement, and I exhibit these and I show these, and I also print these onto fabric. I work with knitted objects. I'm just expanding kind of what I use here. These are the two things that I'd like to work with you on. To take my physical program and get it out into the world, out into housing associations, out into retirement homes, into care homes. It's needed, it's really, really needed, particularly post-pandemic now, where we've had a 30% reduction in movement across this population, where they weren't moving much before, they're just not moving at all now. And this falls, as people start to go back out into the world, falls and injuries for this population are just going to skyrocket. And when we don't want people into our hospitals, we're going to get this older population, the most vulnerable, into hospitals because they're going to break their hips, their femurs, if they don't die. It's the biggest killer of over 65s by injury as well, falling. It's staggering. And then the second aspect I want to develop this as an exhibition. So I've been commissioned last year to show one of these pieces as part of a commission with the box here in Plymouth. And I'm wanting to show this work as an exhibition in terms of movement, sedentary lives of our older population. It's amazing what happens when the abstract imagery is shown to people, particularly those who it's taken from, and the conversations about mobility, the conversations about sedentary lives, the conversations about having to move, just from these rather unique images. And they are unique. This is somebody on a Thursday in June in 2019. They're signatures. In terms of the funding, I'd like £18,000 to do this. It'll take about 7 months. 6-7 months. That's essentially funding for wages for myself, for an extraordinary creative technologist I work with, to support with marketing, getting it into my physical program into housing associations, and to build this exhibition here. I can obviously pull out a more detailed budget if and when you would need that. Essentially, it's wages for us to make this happen. This is a program to get physical resilience back into our older population, particularly the most vulnerable, care homes, retirement villages and sheltered accommodation I've worked with in the past, and then to get these ideas out into the conversation across the country about movement and our older population. They are maligned, this population. They are shoved into corners. They are expected just they're not any use to us anymore, and so go over here quietly and die, and if you fall, well, we'll try and deal with that. I don't want that to happen. This is what my work is about. It's about empowering this population to get stronger, to get more mobile, to get out there and to stop falling and injuring themselves. That was really fast. Thank you for listening to me, and good luck with all of your funding, whomever you choose to support. Thank you.